When the Catchmoon first came out, it just dominated. And when I say dominated, I don't mean just secondary weapons. It dominated everything. Everybody was running a Catchmoon or a Toonfinger. The question is, can it still hold up in today's 2022 AoE meta or not? Let's find that out together. As always, my name is Leyzar, and I got a couple of builds lined up. Something cheap, something affordable, something that more casual Tenno can get into. But fear not, we also got the Endgame setup with Prime mods, Galvanized mods. We're going to be taking this one to Steel Path, basically put it through its paces. That's it though, please bear in mind that my builds and guides usually take a more new player friendly approach. That's because I want anybody watching to understand how the weapon functions and how it should be built. So in case you're a vet and you already know most of the stuff, you can either skip ahead or bear with me, have a bit of patience. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Catchmoon. Let's begin by checking out how the weapon handles without any mods equipped. And for that, just a couple of our regular free shots. The Catchmoon is a modular secondary weapon that can be built with a variety of components. I recommend you use Haymaker and Splat for your secondary Catchmoon, but Killstream is also a good idea. It's more of a preference thing rather than anything else. Now, the weapon will be firing a projectile, and this projectile is hella awesome because it has body punch through. Look at it go through absolutely everything. Fantastic. But the range, unfortunately, is limited to about 20-ish meters. Now, this can be increased. More on that just a tad later. The recoil? What recoil? There's basically almost no recoil whatsoever. Look at that, it just jiggles a little bit. The fire rate is super low, reload is decent at 1.7. Just keep in mind that these stats will be affected by the components that you choose to build your kit gun. And that's pretty much all that you need to know in terms of functionality. Essentially, it's a secondary version of the Arca Plasmor, and like the Arca Plasmor, its headshot multiplier has been removed, so you can simply go for body shots. Now, about those stats. Mod capacity is 60 out of 60, and if your comes with only 30 out of 30 after you guild it and all whatnot, plugging that auto king catalyst to double that mod capacity, it's still one hell of a secondary weapon. Riven Disposition is still stuck at 1 out of 5 because this still is a very popular weapon. For the weapon excellence slot, best in slot from my point of view is going to be Lethal Momentum, and yes, this one is Warframe locking. It increases the projectile flight speed, but in this combination it also takes the range from about 20-ish meters of the projectile to about 28 meters, and you can test that one for yourself. Of course, keep in mind that this one also has a drop-off to it. Increasing the projectile flight speed will also increase the drop-off from 816 to 11.2, 22.4. 8 meters is really not a whole lot, so honestly, Lethal Momentum is something you should get into. Now when it comes to Arcanes, you got two slots, of course. First one is the kit gun specific one, and for this one I would go with Pack Seeker if you're going for a raw strength approach. I'm talking about a corrosive and heat build, something like that. If not, you can go for Pack's Charge. It's not a bad arcane at all. As for the second one, you guys know these, right? Merciless if you're gonna go for Slash and Viral, and if not, you're gonna go Deadhead again for that raw strength approach, couple it with Seeker. If you're gonna be using it in tandem with your melee, dexterity is not a bad idea. But hold on, can you slash with this one? Ha! I'm glad you asked. Now you see when this one came out, it had guaranteed impact procs. It still has on the projectile guaranteed impact procs, but if memory serves, back then we didn't have the following mod, Hemorrhage. And Hemorrhage works fantastically well now on the Catchmoon. What else we got? A fire rate which is abysmal, but helps Hemorrhage because it's below 2.5. Magazine of 11, noise alarming. Keep in mind that these will differ depending on how you build your kit gun. Reload of 1.7, again, not bad at all. Trigger semi-damage, critical chance 35%. Mwah, beautiful. And 2.3x critical multiplier. As for the damage, you got impact and heat. This impact is not the impact I was talking about earlier. No matter if you proc impact or heat or both from the weapon's elements in innate status chance, you will still be getting that guaranteed impact, which makes Hemorrhage best in slot. Speaking about best in slot, let's begin with a casual standard build for this one. Damage with Hornet Strike, multi-shot with Battle Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, and don't worry, even with Lethal Torrent, we're gonna still keep it under 2.5 for Hemorrhage. We got critical chance, critical damage through the use of Bullseye, which is creeping, and Target Cracker. When it comes to critical damage, you have an option here. You can go with Sharpened Bullets. The problem with this one, it doesn't offer a whole lot more. Only 15% over Target Cracker, and it's also on kill when aiming 9 seconds. I would go for the standard Target Cracker for something a bit more reliable, but Sharpened Bullets, when it's up and you're actually aiming, it is simply better. Two 60/60 mods, Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence. These two will be generating viral because we will be getting slashes from Hemorrhage, and viral plus slash equals love for the past way too many years. I'm gonna leave this one unpopulated, but you know what? Again, for the excellent slot, go with Lethal Moment, and trust me, it will make your life a whole lot easier. If you don't have the resources to unlock that slot just yet, forget about it. It'll be fine, you just need to get a little bit more closer. When using the Catchmoon, make sure you make use out of the biggest advantage this weapon has, that body punch rule. Go like so. You don't need to go for headshots. Take a look at the vital procs, take a look at the slash procs, absolutely annihilating a pack of high-level corrupted heavy goons. Beautiful, man, absolutely bloody fantastic. This thing still packs a punch, and there's nothing special on this build. Now, there's one issue with this build. The consistency of not slash procs, vital procs, believe it or not, because you don't put a lot of projectiles into your target very quick, sometimes you're kind of left hanging with no vital procs. But of course, this can be fixed with something like a primer weapon, a primer melee, to even primer with melee. I know it's the other way around, but I prefer ranged weapons. Or you can use something like a Panzerwolfpfeiler and fix your wagon. My friends, this build, for a standard, ordinary, cheapo build, there's nothing expensive here, absolutely, and I hate this word and I use it so very rarely, slaps. So there you go for this one. If you're a newer player coming into Warframe, you might have a bit of trouble obtaining some of the mods, so let me go over them really quick. Lethal Torrent, you get this one from Nightmare missions. They're Nightmare in name only, go for it. There are a lot of mods there which you will be needing. Creeping Bullseye, now this one is what we call a corrupted mod. It gives you a whole lot of something but also takes away a little bit of something. When it comes to farming corrupted mods, there are a lot of mods that you need and will need throughout your Warframe builds. Link in the cards right now for a full and detailed guide on how to farm corrupted mods. Hornet Strike might cost you a whole lot of endo, so forget about it. Don't max it out like I haven't maxed it out. Leave 2 free from the top, it'll be just fine. It's flat damage anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal late game. It is a big deal early game, so technically where you are right now. Pistol Pestilence and all the 60/60 Toxin mods can be farmed from Corrupted War in the Void. And Frost of Bite, this one is from Spy Missions. You love Spy Missions? I hated Spy Missions when I was growing up as a Tenno. Now, no more new player friendly. This is essentially if you have basically everything, you got resources and all whatnot. I will not be recommending a Riven mod for a Dispo 1 weapon. It's not that you can't get worthwhile Rivens, but it's gonna be extremely expensive and hard to get one which is quote-unquote slaughtable. I recommend you go for something like this. You got Prime Target Cracker and Prime Pistol Gambit for this one. You can go with Critical Delay like we talked about earlier. Wait, it's not called Critical Delay. Creeping Bullseye for secondary weapons, if you so desire. I prefer it like so. We also got a Bane mod, because they do add a whole lot of power on the right build, right weapon, yada yada. But if you don't like this one, just simply swap it out for Lethal Torrent. I am not a fan of these Bane mods either. Galvanized Diffusion instead of the normal version, and Galvanized Shot. Yes, I tested. Galvanized Shot does apply its damage. It's absolutely fantastic. We got Pax Charge because we are going for a Vital Slash build, and Secondary Merciless for the exact same reason. If this was Corrosive Heat or something like more raw damage, out of Pax Charge, you can go with Pax Seekers. Yeah, the Seekers are actually quite nice, and you can also swap out Merciless for something like Dead Hit. Now, once again, level 120 Corrupted Heavy Goons, and this should be fun. This should definitely be fun. Again, use that punch through, my friends. Use it, that infinite body punch through. Now, keep in mind one thing. This is a galvanized setup. In order for me to get my power, I'm gonna need a couple of kills so I can get my stacks rolling and all whatnot. Take a look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I got how many stacks? 2 free stacks. Take a look at the difference with the stacks now. One shot made easy out of this one. If you get just a little, boom, boom, a little bit lucky with the procs. Take a look at that. That was a 74,000 bleed just out of one of them. 83,000 bleed. It just absolutely wrecks house. And there's no viral proc on that dude. And still absolutely hit the dirt. Beautiful. Beautiful performance out of this one. So while this weapon may not be one of the OP Imba AoE weapons, and it's still a secondary, but it still packs. Look at that. Look what it does. Now I know what you're thinking, dude. This is just a simulacrum. What about actual gameplay? I'm glad you asked. Time for Steel Path. Welcome to the Void, my friends. Now let's see what the Catchmoon can do, and I got a whole bunch of enemies in front of me. Now, thanks to those projectile particle effects and all whatnot, you can hardly see what's going on, but a one-shot, my friends, is a one-shot, and that's cut and dry. Take a look at the procs, absolutely beautiful. You gotta snapshot that one in order to see it. I'm gonna kill this guy even through the damage mitigation of the little drone thing. Boom, done, no problem whatsoever. So you see, my friends, even though this one is not exactly a fast gun per se, it still packs one hell of a punch. You can go through the entirety of Steel Path with the secondary Catchmoon with no problem whatsoever. And if you really love the Catchmoon, you can make a primary and a secondary, because why the hell not? It's a beautiful, fantastic weapon, one that I highly recommend. Did we have a corrupted heavy goon to kill? Because I don't remember. Oh, there's an Eximus. Yay, Fleximus, one of the new fancy ones too. Where'd he go? Probably died. Okay. Corrupted heavy goon! Yeah! 2 shots into that guy. Slash proc, vital proc, heat proc, bye! Hold on, I want to test something first. Now on the wiki, it says the following. Alright? So it says the following. It says that the Catchmoon's projectiles, yeah, are not affected by Mirage Prime's Eclipse. Alright? Let's test that, you and me. Normally I do this without recording, but this time we're gonna do it like so. And I'm also gonna be taking like the base build, like nothing. Okay, so we can get a base and then we can test. Very simple, yes, yes. Okay, so let's get a base. 445, 445, 445. Okay, I think 445, let's do one more time. 194, 445, 445. Alright, 445. I think that's pretty clear, cut and dry. Yes, 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 fantastic. Let's let that buff reset. What is that 90%? I don't know what it is. Okay, here you go, Eclipse. It looks to me like it's affecting the damage. I don't know, just saying. So yes, this bit of information is in the bug section. I'm assuming they fixed it, right? So yes, Mirage's Prime's Eclipse does affect, by all intents and purposes, the projectile out of the Catchmoon. Now about those Warframe buffs, corrosive projection against heavily armored targets. Of course, you're not forced into this one. It is a smart idea, but if your build calls for something like Rejuvenation, Shield Disruption, Physique, or whatever else, simply go for the aura of your choosing. If the aura is that relevant to you, don't forget this little mod right here, Coaction Drift. Check it out, 15% aura strength, 15% aura effectiveness. And you might say, okay, what does it actually do? Head on over to the wiki. They have a really nice table explaining exactly what are the effects of Coaction Drift depending on the aura that you're using. Thumbs up for that one. Arcanes, a lot more impactful. However, Arcane Avenger R5, farm from the third Eidolon down on Cetus, but I heard most players farm it from the trade chat, so there you go. On damage, 21% chance for 45% critical chance for 12 seconds. It's a bonus additive after. It stacks on top of whatever you already have. And it also applies to your primary, secondary, and to your melee at the exact same time, making it one of the most powerful offensive arcanes in Warframe. As for your second one, this should be for your Warframe, your Energize, your Armor, whatever else you want to. It's absolutely fine. If you want more raw damage, you can go for something like Arcane Precision, but honestly, it's not really needed. For this test, I'm gonna go without a secondary Arcane. Let's assume you have like your Energize or your build calls for something specific. The weapon is simply that powerful. Companion buffs, go with the Panzer Vulpi. Fantastic, you're gonna be getting yourself some nice vital procs, but it's not as reliable as your weapon, so do bear that one in mind when you renounce vital on your weapon. We're gonna bump it up to 165, like so. We're gonna be on pausing them so they can hit me, and I can get my glorious buffs. The thing is, my friends, it was one-shotting before. What exactly do you think will happen now? One shot harder? Well, it is true, a wise man once said, there's no kill like overkill. Uh-oh, this is the empty build. Cut. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, one shot's made easy, no problem whatsoever. The weapon is fully capable of reducing a pack of high-level corrupted heavy goons to absolutely nothing in a matter of seconds. What procs? You don't even get to see the procs at this level. If you want to see the procs, you need a couple of 100 levels extra on those targets. And unfortunately, the Simulacrum does not allow me to do that. My friends, the weapon is absolutely bloody fantastic. It packs one hell of a punch, and I highly recommend it to just about anybody. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you got any feedback for me, I would love to read it in the comment section down below. You can also find me on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places. And if you love the content and you want to help me keep making it, consider supporting us via Patreon. Link in the cards right now. But until next time, my friends, bye-bye.